war may go on for a long time. If it does, you may be sure of one thing, and that is that the effort made by the manpower of Australia shall grow proportionately as time goes on. We would expect and desire that our contribution to the winning of this war should be at its peak when it is most needed. Then, sir, let me take another matter. The Empire Air Scheme. Now that's a topic that one could make a speech about. The Empire Air Training Scheme. The greatest scheme of empire cooperation conceived in the course of this war. My mind goes back to the fact that when I became Prime Minister about 5 months before the war and moved inquisitively around my department, trying to forget the barren technique of the Attorney General's department and learn some real things, I discovered that in the air we were in Australia slowly but surely building up a pilot strength of 400. Pilot strength of 400. And that represented quite a considerable thing for a country of our size. Under the Empire Air Training Scheme alone, we have undertaken the task, and we are, I'm happy to say, successfully accomplishing it, of producing, enlisting, training a total of air crews, pilots, observers and gunners of something over 20,000.
Not because we are the same people, for most of us are not. Not because you agree with everything we do, because I know that you don't. Why then? Surely, because of the nature of the battle, which is waged for sanity, good humour, fair play, and the right of the individual man to his own self-respect. We English-speaking people are most fortunate at this time in our history. We have two great spokesmen, Churchill and Roosevelt. They are the authentic voices of indignant decency and the soaring spirit of free men. Some have said to you and to us, why meddle in the affairs of the world? Let the world go by. But today we see that we are trustees for the world, not only for those living, but most solemn trust of all, for those unborn. We must be free or die who speak the tongue that Shakespeare spoke, the faith and morals hold that Milton held. Doesn't that refer to you in America, to us in Australia? These men are part of your history and inheritance, and of ours. Our common task is to defend that inheritance of freedom and of faith. You, in your way, in the workshop and the designing room, we in ours, in factory or battlefield, or in dizzy combat in the air. But the magnificent and eloquent thing that you have been telling the world is that whatever the method of performance, the task is in common, and we are each resolved to sustain it. The enemy has not yet realized this truth, but when he does, this war will begin to end.